Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about the topic of sun protection because I've received a few questions asking me to show you what sunscreens I recommend and which ones I use. And the truth is I can't make a video recommending sunscreens because I don't know if what I use is the best. And I'm actually just very confused by the entire topic of sun protection. I find it to be a very, very confusing topic because there is a lot of contradictory information out there as far as what the best way to protect our skin from the sun is, what the best ingredients are, how we should be applying sunscreen. If you do research on any of those things, you are going to find so much information and it all contradicts each other. So I'm really, really confused by it. That's why I can't recommend any, particular sunscreen, but I am going to share some information that I know about sunscreens and sun protections that hopefully can help you decide what the best sunscreen is for you and what you should be using. So, as we all know, the reason we wear sunscreen is to protect our skin from the harmful rays. And specifically, we're trying to protect our skin from the UVA rays and the UVB rays. UVA rays are what cause the premature aging and wrinkling of the skin, and the UVB rays are what cause the burning and tanning of the skin. And whichever sunscreen we use, we want to make sure that it protects our skin from both the UVA and the UVB rays. Now, if you go out and start looking at sunscreens, the majority of them are going to say that they provide protection against the UVA and the UVB rays, but just because they say they provide protection, it's not really letting us know the level of protection it provides. That's why it's important to consider a lot of different factors when looking at our sunscreens to choose the best one. So just for example, I'm going to take this Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunblock. So this one, it says that it has an SPF factor of 100 and it's broad spectrum protection against both UVA and UVB rays. So that sounds really, really good, but let's kind of look at it a little bit closer. Let's start with the SPF. SPF stands for Sun Protection Factor, and what that means, it's letting us know how well the sunscreen is protecting our sun from the UVB rays. The UVB rays are what cause the tanning and burning of the skin. That's it. So when we're looking at the SPF level, it's only letting us know the protection it provides against the UVB rays. So as far as the number, the SPF level, the higher the better, of course. An SPF 30 is going to be better than an SPF of 15. So the higher the level of protection. But as far as what SPF level is the best to use, I don't know. I don't know if we should be using SPF 50 on a regular basis, or if if SPF 30 is enough. I don't know. The way that I guess use or choose the SPF level that I'm going to be using is for daily use, because I'm mostly indoors, I like to use an SPF of 30. But if I'm going to be outdoors for a long period of time, if I'm going to be going to the beach or the pool, then I opt for something SPF 50 or higher. Now we want to see how well this sunscreen is protecting against the UVA rays. And the sunscreen doesn't give us the level of protection it provides against the UVA rays. All it's saying is that it protects against them, but it doesn't give us the level of protection. And that's actually something that you're going to run into a lot, especially with sunscreen sold in the US. Now I'm going to show you this other sunscreen. This is, I believe, a Japanese brand. Not 100% sure, but I think it's a Japanese brand. It's called Anessa by Shiseido. And it looks like, oh, there's like a glare. It looks like this. And this one says that it has an SPF of 50. And then right below that, it has PA with 3+ signs. The PA, I can't think right now what it stands for, but the PA with the plus signs is letting us know the level of protection this sunscreen provides against the UVA rays, which this Neutrogena one didn't tell us. And the more plus signs it gives, the higher the level of protection. So this one has 3 plus signs, so I know it's a high level of protection. If it only had 1 plus sign, it would be a low level of protection against the UVA rays. Now, I did read that the best sunscreens are those from the European and the Asian markets. So if like you're looking for a high, like top level sunscreen, definitely look into European and Asian sunscreens as opposed to US sunscreens. Another factor you want to consider when looking at sunscreens is whether most sunscreens fall into 2 categories. They're considered either physical sunscreens or chemical sunscreens. And to know if a sunscreen is physical or chemical, you have to look at the ingredients. Physical sunscreens contain as active ingredients titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, while physical sunscreens contain and the reason why it's important to know if the sunscreen is physical or chemical is because it can affect the way that you apply your sunscreen. And it's also letting you know how the sunscreen is protecting your skin from the sun. For example, physical sunscreens, and this one here that I own, this is a natural Sun Protection SPF30 Lotion that I bought from a skincare company called SkinRx, which unfortunately is like no longer available. They don't make this one anymore, and I love it. But anyways, this one is a physical sunscreen because it contains titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. This one protects my skin from the sun, or our skin from the sun, by blocking the sun's rays. While a chemical sunscreen, and this Neutrogena one is a chemical sunscreen, this one protects our skin by absorbing the sun's rays. A lot of people opt and prefer to use the chemical sunscreen because these sunscreens often don't leave that whitish cast that physical sunscreens do leave you with. But because of the zinc oxide and the titanium dioxide, most of these come in that creamy white formula, and they tend to leave that whitish cast on the skin. And because of the ingredients that they use in the chemical sunscreens, they don't leave that white cast on the skin, and they're like absorbed by the skin almost. And so a lot of people opt for the chemical sunscreen. The only thing with chemical sunscreens is that research has shown that the ingredients found in chemical sunscreens can contribute to skin cancer. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. But there is a lot of research saying that chemical sunscreens can be harmful to the skin. Physical sunscreens, on the other hand, are not harmful to the skin. The ingredients, the titanium dioxide and the zinc oxide, are considered more natural, and so they're not harmful to the skin. But for these sunscreens, for the physical sunscreens to be effective, you have to apply, number one, you have to apply a large amount of it, at least like a nickel size of the cream to the face. And then it's really hard to blend it out, and it often does leave that white cast on the skin. So that's why the physical sunscreens are not that popular, but they may be the best option if skin cancer is something that worries you or that you're concerned about. Now, nowadays, they are making sunscreens that's in both physical and chemical. This Anessa by Shiseido contains ingredients that make it both chemical and a physical sunscreen. And this one comes in a liquid consistency. So this one is absorbed by the skin and leaves no white residue or oiliness at all. So if you can't decide whether you want a chemical sunscreen or a physical sunscreen, you can always try to find one that's has a little bit of both, and you can do that. So yeah, so that's some of the there's a lot more information about sunscreens, and I guess each kind of little topic that I covered has a lot more information about it. But this video is already really long, and but hopefully I kind of just skimmed the surface, so that you can do more research on any particular topic that you found interesting or that you want more information on. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I'll try to answer them the best that I can, and hopefully this video was helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!